Obviously really, excited and proud of our guys. I thought, knowing coming in that Illinois State is just a really good team, and she does a great job. They've been good for many, many years, so we knew this would be a good test for us, and we want that. We need to play good teams, and every game just gets a little bit harder and harder. So, I thought we did a lot of really good things, but we're still trying to find that consistency where we can stretch games out when we do have a 10-point lead. Like at the end of the first half, we were up 11, and then take a shot that's probably not the best shot we could get, and now they get a run out, and now we go to a 6-point game. And that's where the growth still needs to happen, where how can we turn that 11-point lead into a 15 or 16-point lead and not let them go on that big run, especially to close the half out. Same thing kind of in that fourth, right? They got down to 4, but great experience for our players to be able to now see and feel what it's like to have to extend that lead and make key stops, get key rebounds, and execute offensively. A couple of areas that I am really that we really focused on coming in for our goals was offensive rebounding and not letting them, because they're a good rebounding team, and we didn't do a good job at SEMO with rebounds. They had 11, I think, offensive, so our goal was to hold them to 8 or under, and they only had 4, so that's really, really good. And we wanted 11 or more, but we only got 9, so we got to continue to work that. But I thought we did a better job finishing plays with box outs. That's what got us the lead in the first. So again, just continuing to learn and grow with this team. And a lot of areas we did well, and a lot of areas that we need to continue to improve upon.
Just gonna have to share this today.
Shauna, just to have Barry and Gretchen there down the stretch when the things get close, to have them have that experience before, just how key were they to being able to extend that lead and finish this one out for you guys tonight?
Absolutely key, right? It's all about experience. It's about, who do you go to, who's been in those moments before, and that's why it's so important to have veterans and older guys, but for still being pretty young, if you know that you can rely on them, and they just made plays. Gretchen missed a couple shots. I just kept telling her, keep taking those threes, and then that big 3 she made when we really needed it, and Barry getting down low, getting to the free throw line. So they really kind of put us on our back and made some big offensive plays. And then I thought, we made those stops, and we had to still got the ball in too easy and just kind of bullied us down. We gotta look at that. We gotta fix that. We gotta look at some different, we gotta work on some doubles. So that's something that we know we gotta get better at in terms of them pounding it in. But no, they were great down the stretch. They were huge, and like I said, they put us on their back.
Coach, I'd love to get your early impressions on Destiny Jackson. She did a little bit of everything for you guys today and had 5 rebounds. Just want to get your thoughts.
I really, early on, maybe a couple times that she did some things that I'm like, oh, she's a freshman, but I don't think it a lot, right? I think she's really settled in and playing really confident and really under control and with poise. She had 0 turnovers and 4 steals. Got her deflect. She had some really big deflections and steals that got us going in that third and fourth. So she's starting to figure out her defense too. You saw her make those slides, and they just ran right into her chest. And she's so quick. And I'm trying to get her to understand how to utilize that within our principles and within how we defend. And I'm really excited about how fast that's coming together. I thought tonight was her best defensive effort, just from my initial, obviously once I watched the film, but from initial thoughts, I thought a lot of growth areas for her. I thought she was she was good across the board. And she got some good looks. We'll keep working on her finishing, but she, as a freshman point guard, playing a lot of minutes, having 0 turnovers, and the stat line she had, I'm proud of her.
Coach, one thing might be subjective, and analytics may back this up. It seemed like y'all were getting into your offense a little bit quicker as compared to the first 2 games of the season exhibition and the first opener. Mm-hmm. Was that something that you guys focused on over practice this last week? And how are you incentivizing getting into that initial action a little bit quicker?
Yeah, I think we're getting way more comfortable and smooth getting into that. And we've been working it. We've been working going Phoenix into offense or just right into offense. Last game, SEMA was really physical, and they really tried to take us just getting from point A to B, where these guys were more containment, and I mean, they're a really good defensive team. They didn't give you a lot of driving lanes. So we have been working it, and I think it's also just the more comfortable they get with each other, right? The more comfortable they get in the system, we'll get better and better, but I agree with you.
Hi, Coach. It was Aaliyah's first game, and it says over here she played for about 5 minutes. Just what are your thoughts on her first performance, of the season?
Yeah, I mean, I told her I didn't want her. I'm sure she was nervous. I'm sure she was, anxious to play. She has not played with this team in anything we've done. She hasn't practiced fully. For a couple weeks. She's practiced the last couple days, so she was going to be on a minute restrictions anyway tonight. So. I think after a full week of practice going into Oregon State, I think she'll be in a more confident space. I'll be in a more confident space with it. So she's gonna be great. We need her back. And I'm just so happy that she's healthy and able to be back out there.
You got some new faces in the program, but when you guys head to Oregon State, is there some challenges just having new faces going on the first road trip, or is it but Weber played at Villanova, we got an Iowa transfer. Just what are kind of your thoughts on that?
Well, the good thing is that's why I did our scrimmage on the road too. I wanted to make sure that we got a road trip in with a young group. Granted, it was a 5-hour bus drive, so at least this will be a charter plane. But I wanted them to experience it, what it looked like the night before a game, what it looked like, pregame meal. It's always going to be different because some of these guys have not gone through it before, and they haven't gone through it with us. But in Oregon State, obviously, it's not just right around the corner. This is a far trip. It's a place that's been traditionally very hard to play. They draw really well, and Scott's, I think, one of the best coaches in the country. They ended up getting to the NCAA tournament last year with a team that, after that Elite Eight run, no one thought that they would be that good, and he's just really good. So this is going to be a really hard test for us, but again, we need it, so we'll be ready to go. We got a little bit of time to heal up, get some of these guys feeling a little bit better, and prepare.
Coach, at about the 2:27 mark, you guys kind of had a timeout, and you did a really good job of extending that lead. Well, how do you just feel about your team going forward, just seeing those moments that you guys can kind of answer the call?
Yeah, that was something I said. That was a big moment for us in that, because in our timeout, just having poise, having some calmness in that timeout for a younger group of, hey, we got this is what we got to do. And for them to be able to respond and extend that is something that we're going to look at. That's something that we're going to go back to. That's something that we're going to reference going forward, that we were able, and so that could have went either way. I mean, it was right there. And for a young team to be able to respond and make one play at a time, one by one, not get caught up in the moment, just be present in the moment. I think that was a huge learning point and growth point that we're going to go back to, and we're going to really try to carry that on with us.
How much are you still trying to figure out just groups and just who to play with who, and who's comfortable with who, and what works?
To be honest, I still am. Maddie, you can probably see that, right? I really am. And then, who they have out there, matchups, who can guard this person, who can guard that person. And then offensively, what do we have offensively? What can we? So it's different. Last year I knew, you knew exactly, I didn't have many subs, but you knew exactly, kind of what I was going to run, when we were going to run it, what's your go-to. I know kind of down the stretch who we're going to go to, but what are our best plays? What are our best looks? Even putting Letty back in there, okay, because how does that, and I thought she did a really good job of finishing that, was a presence there. When they start going and pounded it into our 4s and our 5s, what other looks can we do? And I really liked, again, that last stretch, we kept Letty out there. I thought her size did finally cause some problems. So it is a constant learning every single possession of my life. And someone, I think it was Jess, said during one of the, some play, she's like, what'd you say? They're going to be seniors. They'll be seniors. And KB's laughing at me, and I went, I don't know if I'm going to make it till then, but it's actually nice having KB right there. It gives me a sense of calmness, and I can joke with her when I get really frustrated. So We made some freshman mistakes tonight, or today, we did. But not as many as what you would think, so they're getting better. Every day they're getting better.
Shauna, I know at the CMO game, you kind of just talked about, letting them play through some stuff. How important was it for you to let them play through some struggles and get through that and get to the point where they were able to win a game that was close like this?
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just part of it. At some point, it's like someone referenced it, like with your own kids. Like, you keep telling them, but then you just gotta let them. You gotta let them kind of do it. And I keep hounding them with stuff and telling them, and this is this and that. These are not answers to the test. At some point, they gotta say, you know what, this is our program, this is our journey, this is our season, this is our game, and this is what we're gonna do. And I saw that tonight, especially in that moment. He said of 247 or whatever it was their time. And they stepped up to it and they made those plays and they took ownership of it. So that's huge. We're going to be in a million more of those situations this year. So it was good to come out on the right end of this one today, and we'll just continue to learn from those.
What were your impressions of the pacing in the second half? I felt in the first half you guys were a little sped up, but was there just some things intentionally you guys were working on in the second half with the offense?
No, I just think it's still comfort. Like, I think they kind of got into a rhythm and they understood how they were playing. I mean, we're telling them, we as coaches, you're preparing them. We knew that they're going to be heavy in the gap, but again, that's another piece of a young team. How can they take scout and film, and obviously we're having our guys simulate it, but how can you take that and then execute it, and instead of taking too long to feel it out? So I think we were feeling a lot out early on, where then we finally got into a little bit of a groove, and we were able to just be smoother in all of our offense, whether it's half court, whether it's Phoenix, whether it's going Phoenix into offense. And we just missed some shots too. Like, we missed some easy ones down low late. We were trying to go to CC inside, went to Barry inside. They missed some. Gretchen missed that wide open three. But those are great shots, and I want them to keep on taking them. We just got to continue to hone in on shot selection, time, and score. And that was another area of response. A couple kids took some shots I didn't like, told them, and then they did grow on that and respond and took the shots we wanted late.
Talk about you faced some adversity late in the game, but what'd you like out of the team the most as far as the mismatch you had? Because Illinois State proved to be a little bit, they got closer late, but kind of what'd you like out of the team the most in that situation?
Just that they responded and we closed it out, right? Just like we've been saying. We knew they were going to pound it in on us. That's what they do. And they did a great job of executing, of doing what and who they are. We got to be better with trying to take that away, and I got to be better with coming up with some different things to throw at them when they're doing it over and over. So that's on me, and we'll fix that. But again, just proud of their response and able to extend that.
Everybody good?
Thank you guys, appreciate it.
Thank you.